All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. When you see these guys on TV, you know what it is. You know what it is. Episode 15 of Sports View Wrestling Podcast. I'm Trail. That's my guy, John.
Yes, sir.
And tonight, we are joined by the one and only, the homie. Some people call him Coach. But we call him Mike Will.
Yeah.
Mike Will, welcome to Sports View Podcast, man. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be here, man. Glad for y'all to have me. Appreciate it.
Not a problem, not a problem. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. So we're on the road to the Royal Rumble by way of WrestleMania because it's officially WrestleMania season, but technically it doesn't kick off until the Royal Rumble. So we're on the way to the Royal Rumble. Gonna make a few detours to start a nice main event. But Monday night put the wheels into motion. We had transfer portals, we had debuts, making declarations. So pretty much it's on and popping on the road to the Royal Rumble. So let's get into it with pretty much the most important segment of the day of that show. Rather was CM Punk comes out, pretty much gloats over his win over Seth Rollins. Says Seth Rollins in the rearview mirror, and has declared for the Royal Rumble. Say he's going to win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania. Then, of course, out comes Seth Rollins being that annoying neighbor that you just can't get rid of, the one that don't mind his business when you're trying to take care of yours.
No, that's a fact.
The walking cat dog pulls up, says, nah, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble because this is my way of making your life a living hell, which, once again, CM Punk is living in Seth's mind rent-free for the past God knows how long. Drew McIntyre comes out trying to reason with both of them, saying you two are over here fighting while Roman Reigns has reclaimed his throne as the tribal chief and is hell bent on getting his WWE back. But y'all two want to fight. So pretty much he took it upon himself and being the knight in shining armor and saying, well, I guess I'm going to have to go in the Royal Rumble and fix this problem myself and win it. So, Mike, I'm going to start with you before I hand it off to John. What did you feel about that segment? And who is your pick coming out of the Royal Rumble? Or who do you want to see win the Royal Rumble?
So that segment was fire. I mean, that was probably one of the best segments I seen within the last 10 months. I mean, obviously you got CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, spitting fire on the promo. I thought Seth was pretty good too. He actually hung with them. As far as all them announcing they're gonna be in it, I definitely think Drew's gonna do a lot of damage. I think he's gonna be probably one of those guys that start between 1 and 5, and he's in there the whole time. But I don't think he's gonna win it. I think CM Punk is a guarantee to win it, for me at least.
Yeah, because I'm just anxious to see what number CM Punk's going to draw, because a lot of people say he should go in at number 1 or 2. I'm like, at his age, not to talk shit about the man, can he go the full distance, the full tilt from 1 or 2 all the way to the end? And I wouldn't try it because he's going to be super gassed the entire time. I would at least start him with like 15 and on, get him the halfway point, but we'll see. I personally got Punk winning the Royal Rumble because I think Seth Rollins is going to sneak out of the Elimination Chamber as the championship. That's just my opinion. I definitely could be wrong because knowing Triple H, he's always playing chess while us fans is playing checkers. John, what are your thoughts on the War of Words with all these 3 men who are right now enemies, but we'll see later on?
Man, clearly we all know these dudes don't like each other. I mean, this was like a triple threat promo match, and this match it was just fire. Obviously, you got Drew hating Punk. Now he still hates Punk. And he hates Roman, but now he's hating Seth. You got Seth hating Punk, and you got Punk just hating everybody who's going to stand in his way from getting to the main event of WrestleMania. So great work, great healing by Drew. obviously Seth is walking that line between heel and face. We all know Punk is the ultimate face right now, and they're going to be some of those. I got a good feeling. I don't know if they'll be the last, but they're going to be in that final team, 5 to 10. That's going to be still standing when we talk about the Rumble. Talking about who's going to be in the Rumble. Well, I know we'll get to party that later on, maybe in the show or in a couple of weeks. But these three are going to have an ultimate standoff when they are in that. When we're in that ring in Indianapolis in the next 2 weeks, and I can't wait.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think like part of that Paul Heyman favor is maybe CM Punk getting a late selection, like maybe like 29, 30?
I'll let you go first, Carl.
I mean, no. I would be surprised, but I would say no because he said, if you remember a few weeks back, he said, come hella high water, he's going to main event WrestleMania.
That's true.
And he said, if pretty much what he's saying is if plan A and B don't work, he still got that favor in his back pocket. What that favor is, we're still not going to know. It could be the shot at the WWE Championship for WrestleMania. Whatever it is, he's going to call Paul and like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. Get me in this match or get me in the chamber. Have me win the champ. Whatever that favor is, it's between him and Paul, and Paul's a mastermind. So Punk is not a dummy. So
that's a fact.
We might not even have that favor yet for the WrestleMania. It could be later on in the year, for all I know. So I'm still thinking that SummerSlam might be the perfect time for him to execute that favor. But if it is in fact Mania, who else better to main event? Get a for sure main event spot than against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking too, for sure. I mean, that build can be crazy too if they build it up. Right?
And there's history with him and Roman Reigns all the way back to the Shield, just like with Seth Rollins. So they could easily plug that in, but it all depends on where the Rock goes. John, what do you think?
I said it when it happened. I think he's somehow Punk is going to use that favor to somehow find a way to get in the world title match at WrestleMania or sometime in the future, somewhere on the road. I don't know. Now, I personally, and I know we're not doing the picks, but Lee said it. I mean, Trell said it. I've said it. I got Punk winning the Rumble this year. But if there's some type of swerve that creative makes where he doesn't win, I guarantee he's going to pull that get out of jail free card called a wise man, his advisor, his best friend, the one he claims, since he claims to be the OG Paul Heyman guy, and use that as a tie and cash in that. Yes, which he is. You know, as you stated earlier, my brother, one Brock Lesnar might have something to say about that as well. But but yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, but I think he's gonna have to get a title shot somewhere down the line between now and Mania. And if he doesn't win the Rumble, ching ching.
And shout out to Nessa. We got some breaking news coming out of the Humble Rules podcast. She will be live in the Raw after the Royal Rumble as well. So she pretty much made it official that she's gonna be in the building live from SmackDown all the way to Raw. So shout out to the Rose Gang.
Rose Gang
handling business. So I'm proud of those people. They good people. Check them out. So speaking of fire promos, the transfer portal. We haven't really heard much about it. I was expecting, announcements here and there, but I like how they just sprinkle it in, like they just show whenever, which they've been doing anyway prior to the transfer portal. So we had Nia Jax come out, interrupt Rhea Ripley. She didn't say officially she's on Raw. She still mentioned Tiffany Stratton, so I'm guessing she has unfinished business. But she's pretty much stating her claim that she is the dominant force in the women's division. Bailey's in the crowd. I would say why, but of course it was Raw was in San Jose, which is her backyard. So of course she's all over Southern California right now, and I'm pretty sure she has family and stuff like that. So hopefully none of them are affected by the LA fires. So I'm guessing Nia Jax is making that move eventually to Monday Night Raw. But the one transfer portal egg that they dropped, I personally didn't like it the way they dropped it, was the segment with Karrion Kross and The Miz outside of Adam Pearce's office, with Miz is, I guess they're trying to get another match with the Y6, and Kross just casually, you just told me the Y6 got moved to SmackDown. First of all, when did we get that news? And two, why would you casually just say they're on SmackDown? Why don't you just have them just show up one day, Fantasma's beating up somebody, and just have the lights go out and they just pull up? Why not do that?
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that was weird. That was super weird that they did that.
Like, why'd you just casually I don't mind certain people getting announced that they make the transfer portal, but when it's like the Wyatts, the Wyatt Six, or the Bloodline, keep that as a surprise.
Yeah.
Just have them show up like, oh shit, they're here. Like, so shout out to Bella, Brick City, Jersey in the building. Good luck to you, Eagles this weekend.
Shout out to JT. JT heard the bat signal. JT's bat signal was up. You know what that meant? JT,
what happened?
You signaled the bat signal for JT. You said Nia Jax, so that's JT's bat signal.
Oh.
I do want to say just quick on that Nia Jax segment. She definitely was the leader in the promo department, because again, I like Rhea's in-ring ability, but promo wise, still don't cut it for me. She just still a work in progress.
Yeah, I agree. And let's not overlook the fact how good Nia Jax actually looked and that little safari outfit she had on, because man, she's been taking care of herself since she's been back, and the former runway model is still handling business. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
John, what do you think about the whole transfer portal that's been going on Monday?
Yeah, I agree with you. First of all, I didn't like the fact that they announced that the Wyatts was on SmackDown. That just seemed awkward as hell. I don't understand that. That should always, like JT said, factions should not be announced. That should be a surprise. So yeah, that was weird as hell. They even had that thought, and it's the Wyatt Six. Why the heck would we not? Now we don't know when they're pulling up, but we expect it to be soon, which will still be okay.
Yeah, it's expected.
So now we just have to wonder when it's going to be. But yeah, I'm with you. I didn't like that. In regards to Nia Jax, it's interesting because obviously she did some of her best work on Raw early in her career. Obviously, before she was let go the first time as a tag team champ. So, but her on Raw going after the women's world title, that'd be interesting. And she's gonna dominate the Royal Rumble like she did last year. But I'm loving the transfer window because we don't know. We're just seeing, and it's nothing, because nothing is set in stone. It's all like giving you. It's kind of like, are they there or are they not there? Obviously, we saw Bayley there Monday because that's hometown, that's the Bay Area. But she was at the Raw at Netflix in Adam Pearce's office. We just saw Drew McIntyre trying to talk to Nick Aldis. You love the mystery because obviously because we do sports, Trail. Because you talk sports all the time. Trail, and obviously I do for Sports View Podcast, the transfer portal is always this revolving door of mystery. Where's this kid gonna go? Where's this kid gonna go? And right now with Raw, SmackDown, and let's not forget NXT, we don't know what's gonna happen. We just know that people are flirting, and they ain't put a ring on it yet where their destination's gonna be.
Yeah, that's true, because I do remember a while back we saw Dominic Mysterio on SmackDown talking to Nick Aldis. So it's only a matter of, when and where these transfers are going to take place. It's going to take place after the Royal Rumble, when everyone's in there at the same time. Then after that, goes their, whatever path they choose. But it's interesting to see, where does the bloodline stay on SmackDown? Do they go to Raw? If they do, are they going to spoil it like they did this one? Because I hope not, because seeing them on Monday Night Raw would actually be, something fire, even though they still got, their own thing going on SmackDown.
Yeah, I was they was teasing of Roman being on well, they teasing Roman being on Raw on the 27th. So I was kind of thinking that he was already kind of a for sure thing going there. And then maybe they keep Jimmy on SmackDown though.
I don't know, because wherever Roman goes, I think Jimmy and the Wise Men go.
Yeah.
Because the family thing, but the way Jimmy's, it's like they're setting up Jimmy for a solo run. So I'm happy for him, because they need to book Big Jim a little bit more serious, like they booked Jay, because he's always been the court gesture. If y'all follow my drift. So for him to, for him to have his own little side quest with Carmelo Hayes, which I'm guessing that's what's coming up down the turnpike, that's gonna be entertaining as hell, because he didn't have to cook Melo like that. But when you Big Jim, you do things big. So shout out to Jim Uso. Speaking,
I like that program for Carmelo too, because honestly, they kind of misutilizing him right now. I mean, I think that program with him and Jimmy could definitely do some, especially on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And you can add another name to a list of people that Carmelo Hayes has been in the ring with. So when it's finally his time, people won't be like, well, what did he do to deserve it? Well, he's been in the ring with LA Knight. He's been in the ring with Cody Rhodes. He's been in the ring with, Jimmy Uso. I mean, put some respect on Jimmy Uso's name, because he's not just anybody. He's a multi-time tag team champion, Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
But speaking of Jimmy Uso, his twin, Jey Uso, pretty much stepped up to the ring general on Monday night and pretty much called his shot, saying he wants a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. And it was made official later on that night that it will go down as Saturday night's main event the week before the Royal Rumble. John, must get your opinion. Then end it off with Will. What do you think of this move of finally getting Jey Uso his first ever major championship title shot since he lost Tribal Combat to Roman Reigns?
I'm glad for it. I mean, I probably think I'm a Jey Uso guy, and it makes sense. You put him on the marquee. He's main event on main event. So, yep. I think it's gonna be a good match. Remember how their Intercontinental title match was a banger. The times when they met, I think in the King of the Ring tournament, it was a banger. So styles make different fights with Gunther and Jey Uso, but I think it's gonna be a good match. I'm happy he's getting the shot, getting the main event spot, getting that main event rub. But I guarantee the bloodline will be somewhere lurking to make sure main event doesn't become Mr. Main Event. I just got that feeling. We're 7 days from the Rumble. This is going to carry already from San Antonio all the way to Indianapolis, and whatever pit stop they make that month on that go home show before the Royal Rumble. But I'm happy Jay's getting the shot again.
I mean, you think after all this time that the Bloodline is gonna keep continuing this story and screwing over Jay. I mean, right now, Solo hasn't been seen since losing Tribal Combat. The Jacob and Tama, they're pretty much wild dogs on the loose right now. Jay said he already put the family business behind him. So, me personally, I think this is gonna be one of those straight up, one-on-ones where he puts Gunther to the limit, and he falls short. I don't
What about
see
Drew?
right now. I don't see the Bloodline getting in Jay's business this time. This is probably like the first time he's actually gonna go alone, in my opinion.
What about Drew?
Yeah.
I mean, Drew's always gonna be that wild card. He'll pop up anywhere. So I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't. He's the hunter. He lost to him at Netflix premiere, so I wouldn't put it past him to stick his nose. Like, well, while I'm at it, hey Jay, screw him over. So he's Drew McIntyre gets a pass on what the fuck are you doing? So he's made his mission point and clear that he's out for blood. So him popping up in any matches that got Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, or the Bloodline in it, he got the green light for me. Mike, what do you think about Jey Uso's challenge? Does he have a chance of dethroning Gunther right now?
Man, 0% chance. I'm just trying to figure out if it's gonna be a squash match or whatnot. Gunther cut an amazing promo on Monday. He really got into him. I thought kind of really opened up Jay. I thought Jay cut a pretty at the end. He was really good on his promo, but at the beginning, kind of didn't really move me at first. But at the end, it was really good. I think Gunner's gonna bring the best out of Jay. And I think it's gonna be like John said, a banger of a match. But I think it's gonna be more of a squash match. I think they're gonna do this. I think they could either do it to where it looks like it's gonna be competitive, and then maybe the Bloodline interrupts, or they can just make Gunther look even more powerful, kind of rebuilding him back up and make it a squash match.
Damn, that's man. A squash match, Jay getting squashed? I don't know, man. That's
tough.
We haven't really seen Jay get squashed by anybody. I mean, why? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong because anything could happen, but the banger they put on for the IC title match,
it was good.
Why would they go with the?
It was Gunther led. I mean, I just think if they want to rebuild Gunther to keep the belt on him to Mania, why not make him look as strong as possible? And then maybe he loses the belt at Mania. That's kind of what my thinking is. But it probably won't be a squash match. But I mean, I could see maybe the Bloodline interrupting. But I don't know. If you keep letting them interrupt, that kind of makes Gunther look weak. He need one of them matches where he can just from start to finish pit his opponent away.
Yeah, exactly. Because all of his title defenses has been Finn Balor interfering. So that's all I was saying. I don't really see anyone getting involved right now because one, it makes Jay look even more weak if he keeps getting screwed over and over and over again, and plus it makes Gunther look even weak because when he's IC champ, he didn't have anyone interfering on behalf of him in his matches. Not even Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni. They either stayed behind or they got kicked out of the ringside area, and he always handled his business by himself. So, as world champ, he really hasn't beaten anyone square up
Nobody.
mostly. So
he got all. I think did he get anyone? Sammy. I think Sammy. He got him straight up, but that's it.
Didn't Drew McIntyre interfere in that one? Did Drew interfere in that one?
I think he might have.
No, because it was after Bad Blood. So no, it wasn't Sam. It wasn't Drew. Because it was right.
I think he won that one clean.
I think he might. Yeah, I think that was the one he might won that one clean. And then Orton and Randy,
Yeah, Randy Orton. Yep, Randy Orton.
Yeah, the rematch. Yeah. I mean, so he's capable of beating people by himself. So it's just one of those, these two need to go at it alone. Saturday night's main event, these two need to handle business on their own, make the man win. And we all know it's going to be Gunther. To me personally, I feel like this is a test run for Jay being in the championship picture. See how he fares, because I still got him winning Money in the Bank if it's not Braun Breaker later on this year. So I can only imagine being Yeet in the bank or having a dog in the bank. One of those two is winning Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we're going to segue over to the next championship match, was the finals for the women's IC title match, where Lyra Valkyria defeated Dakota Kai to be the inaugural champion. And there was a lot of people who were rooting for Dakota. Personally, as much as I wanted her to win, I knew that someone who was part of a faction was going to win it. And Lyra being, former NXT champion, this is she would be a prime example of a workhorse champion. So I'm happy for her. Mike, what you think about Lyra getting her first championship in the main roster?
Man, I thought it was well needed. I mean, I thought the match was an amazing match. One of the better matches I hadn't seen in a while. They did a really good job. But yeah, I think it was well deserved. I think what you said, I think that faction definitely needed a title on them. Obviously makes them stronger. But both of them looked at really good in the match. So it don't feel like anybody kind of got screwed over. It was a great match, and could have went either way. But I think, like what you said, them having that on a fraction definitely makes it look more, makes that fraction look a lot more stronger.
Yeah, I agree. John?
I had a problem with the match. I actually thought Lyra Valkyria was going to win once I saw the bracket, and obviously we got everyone. I know there's this emotional gravel pull towards Dakota Kai. Everyone wants to see her get to the top, and we talked about it on the show 2 weeks ago when we did our show for our first show of the year with our girl D, and I had a feeling it was going to be Lyra, and I just think that Dakota, as much as we love and face Dakota, they even had some new music come out and everything, and EO's embracing her, trying to big her up and be her hype woman and everything. We're affectionate towards face Dakota Kai, but we love heel Dakota Kai. And after they did a digital exclusive with her backstage with Kathy Kelly, and she's very emotional and everything, and EO's embracing her. And I said it on the show last week or 2 weeks ago. I think eventually she's gonna crash out, and it's just gonna be, and that's gonna be her pursuit for the Intercontinental title. The same way Michin is obsessed with pursuing Chelsea Green, Dakota's gonna be obsessed with pursuing Lyra Valkyria, but she's gonna do it as a heel as opposed to being a face, because we know what heel Dakota Kai is, and she is a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Lyra winning. She's had those moments, losing to Nia Jax, losing Money in the Bank, losing in that Battle Royal in Saudi. She finally got her moment, and now she's going to be a workhorse champion. And bigs up to her. She deserves it.
Yeah, and can we take a moment to recap that suplex spot to the ring?
Crazy.
The fact that they were willing to do that, I was like, damn, Dakota Kai's spine got to be broken after that, because I've always wondered how it would be if someone did a suplex from the apron to the floor, because you usually don't see that. So to actually see that happen, and the women did it, that pretty much put the stamp of, if anything men can do, we can do better. And they
That
got some workhorses in that mid card division and the women's division for sure.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
And you did mention that Dakota Kai is a problem. Trust me, I saw the origin of heel Dakota in NXT War Games years ago when she destroyed Tegan Nox in that cage when she turned on her team. So I know firsthand how dangerous Dakota Kai is. And like I predicted it, John mentioned it earlier, losing to Lyra eventually is going to plant the seeds for her to snap. And she's going to snap. She's going to snap on Io because Io's going to keep trying to be there. And she's going to be like, you know what, get off of me. And that's going to be the end of Damage Control because by the time Asuka comes back and by the time Kairi Sane comes back, there isn't going to be a Damage Control. So that's going to be remains to be seen. But I love the girls put on a banger. I can see why it was left off the Netflix premiere. They have plenty amount of time to get their work in. Didn't have to worry about their match getting cut. So kudos to them. The women brought the heat. Speaking of women bringing the heat, a certain Latino heat kind of got himself in the crosshairs of his girl, because if y'all remember in the Netflix premiere, Liv Morgan lost to Rhea Ripley, and he tried to want to hug it out with Rhea, and Rhea said nah, kick to the balls, and she was out of there. So we're older men here. We're older men. We got help this kid out here. When Liv got that look when Dom pulled up, all of us in this room knows that look, that fake smile, that like don't let the smile fool you. Look in their eyes because the eyes will tell you a whole lot of story. And he tried to explain himself, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not mad." And he's like, "Oh, you're not? We're cool? All right, cool." No, fool. When a woman says, when you know you fucked up and a woman says she's not mad and you believe her, don't believe her. She's mad, but she's going to channel all that rage and she's going to flip it to her advantage and she's going to make you suffer methodically. And all the women in the chat can verify that, can vouch for that. They're not going to straight up say, oh, they're bad, you fucked up. They're going to make you realize how bad you fucked up. And the fact that everyone else was looking at them like, are you stupid? You know what I'm saying? Like if Nessa's still here, Nessa, what's wrong with your boy? Mike, is Dom in trouble here?
Yeah, man. I think Dom is damn near. I think it's gonna be real bad for Dom. I think what could potentially happen, he obviously gonna lose Liv. I think that fraction, as we know, it seems like they on the way of breaking up. But I could see, Liv seems very petty and childish, where she might, link up with Finn and do her little thing with Finn or make Dom jealous or something like that. I could see this going a lot of ways, and I think they can use that to kind of like in the Judgment Day, because I mean it's about over with now anyway.
Yeah, I actually got a theory on that one, but I'm gonna pass this over to John. I mean, did the boy fucked up or did the boy fucked up?
Dom. You see, Dom, you can't.
Let him know.
You can't. You can't. In the words of I don't know who to quote it, but it's cheaper to keep it there, boy. It's cheaper to keep her. You didn't messed up. Mommy went ahead and found but she got what she wanted, and it ain't you. And she let you know when she gave you the Pat McAfee special inside the Intuit Dome. Dom, you gotta know, man. You can't be out here trying to be community. We was joking about on the show Friday Trail about Jamel Hill calling Antonio Brown Community D for everything that's going on with the FS1 stuff. You can't be going out trying to being WWE D, thinking that that's gonna be cool with your ex, man. No, hey, you been better off trying to shoot your shot at Raquel than trying to run, run back the Rhea. What are you doing? This was what was gonna happen. Come on, bro. I mean, your dad. You want to bash your daddy, man? I mean, look, I think your daddy could have gave you some pointers on how to deal with an older woman.
Hey, wait a minute. NASA, seriously, come on now. You know your boy messed up. You know that. You're a grown woman yourself. You would not like if your dude trying to suck up to his ex, trying to get a hug. You know you would not let that fly. Don't. Heck no. What are you talking about? Don't sit there. Don't sit there and be like, we're not talking about him. We're talking to him man to man. The boy done fucked up. He's gonna get older. He's gonna get older and gonna look back at this because think about it. Raquel, her homegirl, her roadie, her ride or die, stuck up for Dominic, was there for him. Even she had to look like, damn, you stupid.
you know you fucked up, right? Yeah, it's a line of the famous scene in Society. You know, shout out to Island DWE in the building. Shout out to Miami, boss lady.
To Mike's point, this whole time, Liv and Finn have been making sidebars of one another. Seeing the remarks, bickering back and forth, and it's like, could this simple fuck up by Dom make him the one that gets excommunicated from the Judgment Day? Because I'm thinking it was, Liv, Dom, and Raquel are gonna go their own way, but now it's like even Finn is like, don't worry about what I'm doing. You worry about making sure your girl is good, and by the way, you might want to go get her bags. Because now dude is on laundry duty now, so he's gonna be the caddy for Raquel, and that's one thing to be a caddy for your girl, but when a homegirl's in on it too, like, oh yeah, you can get my bags too. So he's pretty much taking Carlito's job right now.
Got this dude wrapped around my finger. He don't even know it. That's exactly what they're looking at this dude like. They look at him like, here's this guy.
Yeah, I was like, he could at least be like, hey, I was trying to sucker her in so you and Raquel can jump her. But no, he was like, oh, it's not what it looks like.
That's so relaxed.
Liv just looking at him like,
they're on their way.
Like, that's the same thing. That's the same thing you told her. What did she say around here? What did she say?
They'll be fine.
No, I don't think they'll be fine. I think we've seen this story before already. I think it's done with Dom. Dom gonna get exiled.
Ness was a Latina. She know better.
He was trying to steal the title back. Yeah, the title of being her Latino. That's what he was trying to steal back. Yeah, and he ended up looking like a straight sucker. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely, no pun intended, the new kid on the block when it comes to females. Apparently he didn't learn from Uncle Eddie, because we all saw what happened with Eddie and China back in the day when he got busted, trying to spread his machismo around, so to speak.
And Dom, get some new flowers, bro.
Oh no. Unfortunately, John, roses are the ultimate I'm sorry flower. I mean, it is what it is.
He got to get
for some reason, color. Men always go for the red roses. It's like, you got to break that trend, man. You got to use your head, not your head, man.
That's what he was thinking.
Speaking of, we're going to continue this trend of Latin culture.
Oh yes. Oh
this
yes.
Next topic here. The most, as Michael Cole stated, the worst kept secret in WWE. The debut of Penta El Cero Miedo on Monday Night Raw. The presentation, I was hoping it would bang, and the presentation. I mean, the lights went out, the rock music started, and the lights went on. The fire pyro. I'm like, oh, this is dope. This is what I wanted. And I don't know about y'all, but it's weird as hell seeing this man on the Monday Night Raw television. But at the same time, it's like he fits. Like it's where he belongs. Agreed. And also, I'm like, damn, where is Ray, man? Like, Ray should be here with his big bro. But unfortunately, he's gonna have to wait probably like another year or so before that happens. But the moment that I'm not a father, John, you are. Mike, I don't know if you're a father or not.
Yeah, I am. Yep.
But to see his daughter ringside with tears in her eyes of pride, seeing her dad here, that's awesome. For some reason, I already knew that was his daughter. Cause I'm like, wow, they're focused on that girl a little bit too much. And she's like in tears. I'm like, oh shit, that's her dad. And I remember a photo of her dressed up as him. So to see him make his debut in front of his family was like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And him and Chad Gable threw hands. You saw a clinic with those two. It kind of reminds me of Kurt Angle and Taz when Taz made his debut at the Royal Rumble, decades ago. So to see come out and have Chad Gable be his first opponent, that was a great welcome to Monday Night Raw for him. Merch already sold. By the time he stepped foot in the ring, he already sold all his merch. Masks were selling like hotcakes. By the way, how many masks did Tony Khan sell? Zero. Zero. So the marketing behind him is already the marketing behind him is already insane. So, Mike, how did you like Penta's debut? Was it what you expected? Did you exceed expectations, or were you expecting a little bit more?
Oh no, it exceeded expectations on every part. I mean, the way they just packaged him with the mask, the way he looked with the entrance music, the way he came out, just phenomenal. I thought the match itself was one of the best matches I've seen from Chad Gable. I mean, Gable's a worker anyway. He makes everyone look good, but like the chemistry they had, it was just incredible. When he hit that Mexican destroyer and then he turned to that arm breaker, I was like, they made that look so seamless. It was actually like just the match itself was incredible. And again, having this daughter right there, front row, really connected on every level. But I mean, yeah. Then you said the merch. I mean, I thought this was probably one of their better debuts they did for anyone, especially somebody that's probably gonna be like on a mid card. They did phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, the match itself was amazing, but the way they package him, again, way better than AEW.
For sure. John, your thoughts on Penta's big debut?
Well, the fact that me and you saw this man in person over 2 years ago. Story, Mike. Me and Trail went to the AEW's first show, second show when they're they came to the Forum January 2023. That was 2 years ago. Around this time, 2 years ago. Me and Trail was in the Forum watching this dude with Death Triangle take on the Elite in that best of 7 in that ladder match.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was dynamite. Yep.
I remember that. Yep.
And man, and I'm just like, dang, this dude is different. And now that we get this dude here, I still like Trell said, I'm still ticked off. He's by himself, and Ray Phoenix is in 404 not found mode, which is a whole other conversation. But as far as what I saw Monday, Triple H is like, y'all already know who it is. Michael Cole says, the worst kept secret. The name was on the graphic. Trell talked about it. They put his merch out at noon Eastern time. And I guarantee them masks were flying like hotcakes. And it was a good match. Gable held his own, but this was about Penta. And I'm glad they gave him the time he needed. They gave him well-deserved time. It wasn't no short squash of Chad Gable. And let both of them show off their skill set and let both of them show how good performers they are. So anybody, if these rumors that there were people upset that his promo and the match lasted too long, cry me a freaking river and get over it.
Yeah, about that. I looked into that, and I don't know if it was Ross Sapp that stated it or someone else. They actually spoke with a few people in the locker room, and that was further from the truth. They were saying not one person was mad about Penta going over because at time, since it's on Netflix, Triple H stated himself that they can play around with the time as much as they want. They can go less, they can go over. They're gonna make sure they get all that they scripted out for that particular show. And it just happened to be a 2.5 hour show, which no one complained about. So I don't think Penta took any time from anyone. They gave him the right amount of time for his match and was gracious to let him cut a promo after the match, English and Spanish, because, of course, you're in San Jose. So the Latin culture is huge right there. Let him talk to his people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. These people got to connect with the WWE audience has to connect with Penta. So, but my big takeaway is I like how, because when you leave the indie scenes or other promotion and you go to WWE, usually you get watered down because it's entertainment. It's not just, lucha style wrestling.
Right.
I personally like how they let Penta be Penta without Penta being AEW Penta, without him being AAA Penta, without him being TNA Penta. You got a little bit, but at the same time, it was like a smaller dosage of it. Because I know in WWE, they do that to, it's entertainment. We don't need you out with a broken leg or anything like that. So they still let him be him. Because when he hit that Mexican Destroyer, I'm like, holy shit. All right. Chad Gable took that shit like a champ. And they only did one. Usually he does about 2 or 3 of those. But he's going over the top rope, doing this, doing that. So, I like how they treated it. And I'm glad when he debuted, it wasn't in a tag match with the New Day as one it was led to believe 2 weeks prior that it was going to be him and Ray versus the New Day. So I'm glad they let him go solo against Chad Gable instead. So that I was very, very happy with how they treated his debut. And man, that entrance alone, I'm pretty sure it got like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views on YouTube. Because the dude, he got next. Speaking of getting next, this next topic I want to touch on, this one has a lot to do with John and his theory.
Yeah, let's go.
So we're gonna pivot to NXT for a bit. More contenders match for the women's tag team championships. You had the Unholy Union taking on the bougie bullies of Lash Legend and Shakari Jackson, and they actually won. The bougie badasses, they got the dub, and I don't know when. I'm assuming maybe Saturday night's main event or maybe on SmackDown. The girls, the Metaphor girls, are gonna get their shot against Bianca Belair and Naomi. I'm gonna have John take the floor on this one because this was his theory the entire time. Now, if you guys remember, Mike, if you remember, there's a case, there's a crime going on that went unsolved.
Yeah.
Of who attacked Jade Cargill. My theory has always been Bianca Belair and Naomi. My co-host here from day one has said it was Shakari Jackson and Lash Legend with the help of Naomi. Now, what do we have here? Shakari and Lash Legend are number one contenders to the tag team titles. Do we find out when this match takes place, Sir Deacon Watson? Do we find out in that championship match who did it?
Yes. And I think it will be at Saturday night's main event. We already got Jay and Gunther. We already got Braun Breaker and Sheamus. We ain't got a women's match on the card yet. This has to be it. And let that smoke go all the way into the carry for a week into the Royal Rumble. We're going to find out who attacked Jade Cargill, who left her for dead on the hood of that car. And I said it this, Mike. I said it when it was in Rose Court. So shout out to the Rose gang for watching again. Shout out to Nessa, Angel Rose, big homie Dallas. I feel that Naomi is culpable. But but Lash Legend and Shakari Jackson were hired guns. Naomi's hands ain't clean in this, but she's the one because she's getting tired of being looked at as the other girl. She's the third. She's getting tired of being looked like you talk about Beyonce and Kelly. She's tired of being looked at like she's Michelle Williams. She's tired of being looked at as let's keep it real.
Oh, that's accurate. That's accurate.
She's tired of being looked at as Michelle Williams.
That's accurate.
And it's the trail because obviously his Heat are curb stomping my Lakers right now. She's tired of being looked at as Chris Bosh.
Hey, come on, man.
Chris Bosh, Hall of Famer.
And so is Naomi. And so is Naomi.
I mean, I get the reference. Because it's true. It's true. It's true. He was the third. He was the third.
And he's the first.
But he accepted his role as a third, though.
So she wants to finally prove that she can be the one. And I think she's going to enlisted the help of Lash and Jakara, who are two young and up-and-coming sisters who've proven that they could be ready for the main roster scene. Beat Unholy Union last night. They were the first talent in NXT history to go to Saudi. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
But not Samoa Joe, not Finn Balor, not Sasha Banks, not Bayley, not Charlotte Flair, not Becky Lynch, not the Undisputed Era. You name it. Lash Legend and Shakari Jackson were the first NXT superstars to step foot in Saudi Arabia since this whole partnership has happened. And I think next Saturday night in our host hometown of San Antonio, Texas, it is not going to be a pleasant river walk for Bianca Belair. My Vol Nation girl is going to catch a serious beatdown, and Lash Legend and Shakari Jackson will walk out as your new women's tag team champions.
Wow.
And they're going to try to help Naomi get on her path to being the queen of the SmackDown division. I rest my case.
Wait a minute. Whoa. You got the Meta Girls pulling up on the scene and being the second NXT female tag team to win the championships off of Bianca?
It hurt. I hate to say this because I don't know how it's gonna happen, but there's gonna be. I think we're gonna see the match is gonna get real physical between Bianca and Lash. They're gonna have that moment where where you think it's gonna be hot tag time, and Naomi's gonna get she's gonna get short arms.
Oh damn, that's all that Saturday night's main event.
We'll see.
Plot,
but
the
I think
plot thickens. I got another.
This smoke is gonna carry into the Royal Rumble. How? I don't know, but I think this is gonna be. But I think we're gonna find out that they were the reasons why Jay Cargill was left to be a hood ornament that cold night in December.
I got a theory on that, but I'm gonna get Mike's opinion first about the Meta Girls going for the championship. Do you agree with John? Are we looking at the accomplices of the Jade attack, or do you have your own personal theory?
My personal theory was still and always that Bianca set the hit up. So I was never thinking Naomi, but I was thinking maybe Naomi told Lash and Jericho to do it, but I was never thinking Naomi. But now hearing John say that, I mean, he kind of opened my eyes. I'm kind of more open to the ideal he presented. As far as them losing the tag titles, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think there's no chance. I think it's way too much money to be made with Bianca and Naomi as a tag team right now. They hot as fish grease. But I think it's gonna be a super competitive match. And I think it's gonna be a really good, like John said, a physical competitive match. But I still think they're gonna walk away with them titles.
By the way, before you go, Trail, let me just say this. It's date night at Staples Center. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are courtside watching your Heat curve stomp the Lakers. Carry on.
I like how you use that phrase "curse stomp." I see what you did there. I have another theory, and John, this is actually your fault because ever since you mentioned this, I've been thinking about it. Somebody posted a photo on Twitter of Shakara and Lash, a certain queen who has yet to make her return, and her return is imminent. Let me refresh y'all memory. Y'all remember that episode of SmackDown when Jade Cargill was a free agent and she pulled up with Triple H to SmackDown, and she got real acquainted with Charlotte Flair. And she was like, it's a pleasure to meet you. And she said, oh, it will be. And walked off. And that was the last time those two ever locked eye to eye. Now I'm wondering, could Charlotte, which it would look kind of weird, but could Charlotte be the mastermind? Because remember, they're coming up with a new character for Charlotte. So supposedly this is going to be a different Charlotte than we've seen before. So supposedly a little darker Charlotte Flair. So could Charlotte maybe be the one? But I personally don't think so, because I got her and Tiffany Stratton eventually locking up at WrestleMania. I mean, but knowing Triple H, they can still kill two birds with one stone and have her be revealed. But if that's the case, then it has to be Charlotte and Jade at WrestleMania, right? Instead of so, and I still want to see Jade and Bianca, but people have been clamoring that they want to see Bianca and Rhea for the championship. So this I've heard that they narrow it down. They got two people as candidates on who. So I'm anxious to see, or I wish I was a fly on the wall to be in that production meeting or that meeting of who these two females are that they got in mind. So whoever it is, I think it's one person that's involved. So could it be Naomi? Could it be Bianca? That's a story in itself. It could be Jakara, because not Jakara. Hell no, Jakara can't lift her. It could be Lash Legend, because they had the little brief encounter in Saudi. So That's always something that can go on. It's interesting, man. This kind of reminds me of, I don't know if y'all seen The Simpsons, but this kind of reminds me of that whole summer of Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or who went over Stone Cold? It's like it's who beat up Shawn Michaels in the parking lot. Well, you know what I'm saying? So it's the reveal. I'm hoping that it's a nice reveal to the point that, oh damn, so that's who it is. That's how they played it. So we got between now and the Rumble because, as from what I've been hearing, Jada Cargill is already back at the PC. She's already getting her training on. So I got her coming back at the Royal Rumble. So maybe we'll find out the SmackDown before the Rumble or after the Rumble.
Do y'all think Charlotte Flair comes back into at the Rumble?
Absolutely.
I've been saying it for a while that it should be at the Rumble. They should hold her off because there were reports that her debut was imminent. I thought it would have been at the SmackDown before, when the SmackDown went 3 hours. I thought they probably would have did it then. But I think they should hold off until the Rumble because, Asuka could be back. Alexa Bliss, if her contract situation gets, finalized and straightened out, she could be another one that's pulling up at the Rumble. So I would, if Charlotte Flair did it, she needs to appear before the Rumble. Unless, fellas, when the Rumble hits, when Jay comes out, the woman that she stares down will be revealed as one who did it, without even saying, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when the Undertaker, that whole storyline when the Undertaker was found unconscious and he pulled up inside that casket and he pretty much looked at Kane as the one who did it, so we found out it was Kane that did it. I think this is gonna be one of those where Jay pulls up and whoever the perpetrator was is right in the middle of that ring waiting for her. So that'll be a nice little reveal in itself. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit before I get to one of my last two topics that I want to go over. Bayley, like I said, she's been everywhere. And she decided to come home.
She's racking up the freaking fire miles.
She decided to come home to NXT. Yeah. First of all, Sean, get your time structure in order for these shows, man, because that's 2 weeks in a row. Y'all ran out of time when shit got good. Like, seriously.
Come on, Sean.
Seriously.
Come on, Sean.
We don't complain much around here when it comes to you, Sean. We love your scouting report on the women talent of NXT. We were big fans of your scouting, but sir, your time, you need to get better with the timing because Roxanne Perez and Bayley had some words. She tried to offer Roxanne some advice. Roxanne, being typical Roxanne, she's like, "I didn't ask for your advice. Don't need it." Yeah, you carried this division, but I didn't need 4 horsewomen to do it. I did it by myself. So I thought that was a nice little jab right there, which led to Bayley coming out. They ended in a brawl right when the coming. So I was like, oh shit, they ran out of time again. I think this is how we introduce Roxanne Perez to the main roster by having her feud with basically NXT's the queen of NXT herself, Bayley, the one that that pretty much started the revolution down there. And I personally think that when Bayley gets her championship match against Tiffany Stratton, this is where we see Roxanne Perez pull up and cost Bayley her championship, which will start a feud with those two, which, like I said, will bring in Roxanne Perez. Because now, when Roxanne Perez lost her championship, it was pretty much how they're gonna debut her, how they're gonna present her. This is how we do it. That's how you should present her. Have her screw Bayley over. Mike, what did you think? Is this the segue? Is this how we get Roxanne on SmackDown?
I like your idea. I think you definitely got to have her feud with Bayley. I think Bayley can also pit her over as well, especially at this point in time in her career. I think I think what you said is definitely the way to go about it. Maybe you can make it even more intriguing by maybe even doing a triple threat if you want, but you really could just kind of what you said, have her feud with Bayley and then get a program out of that, and try to put Roxanne over pretty early. I know it's pretty early, but I think if you have her feud with Bayley, Bayley might be willing to put her over too, especially with obviously the talent that she already has. Might as well just bring her up and kind of lift her up.
Yeah, I agree with Lena. Pretty much, screw her over, which eventually will. I don't know if they have any in between then, but it should end with the Prodigy versus the Role Model at WrestleMania with pretty much Roxanne getting the dub over Bayley. So that'd be a WrestleMania moment for Roxanne, and also welcome to the main roster, because me and John and everyone else have trying to figure out how do you bring up Roxanne Perez. This is the perfect way of bringing her up, feuding her with pretty much the legend of NXT in Bayley, and the whole dynamic of the 4-horsewoman, the woman that led the charge when everybody else got called up. She stayed behind and pretty much put NXT on her back, having 5-star classics with Sasha Banks and with Asuka, to against a Prodigy at the young age, having 5-star classic matches with Jordan Grace, with Julia, with everyone else that's on there, with Jada Parker, Lola Vice, all these matches she put together on her resume as a former 2-time women's champ. So I would love to see her get her shine, and that'd be a beautiful thing. John, your thoughts on Miss Perez and her pretty much her call up?
Look, she's done great work in NXT since she's been here. Her versatility, she's proven she can be in any type of match, and she's carried that title. Those 2 title reigns were pretty good, but this last one, her heel run was better. Obviously, you think about her first run in NXT as women's champion, it was impromptu because none of us knew that Mandy Rose was going to get the boot out of nowhere, while Mandy Rose was on an iconic run of her own.
And we kind of knew she was getting the boot when she was in the swimming pool, but I digress. Go ahead.
Well, we knew. Well, we didn't. Well, we know. I'm just trying to, Now, I wasn't objective to the picture. I wasn't objective to what she did, but
me neither. I mean, it wouldn't. But yeah,
follow rules though. You gotta follow rules though.
Yeah,
but the first run was obviously got her, and then obviously she ends up having some of these banger matches and recreating the her and Larry Davenport recreating the Stone Cold Booker T grocery bit in a liquor store, I might add, not a grocery store, at the mom and pop shop down there on the block, and her matches with Cora Jade, and obviously her getting in the ring with Miko Satomura, and just obviously this run against Lyra Valkyria and being the women's champion for 276 days. She was doing great work. She learned a lot from Booker T, but it was time. She's called a prodigy for a reason, because she's more talented than her age. She's 22 and she's doing stuff that 30 and 40-year-olds in the business can't do. And the perfect person for her to meet up with is Bayley. Obviously, she took down Natalya. She read CM Punk the Riot Act. Now she's gonna read Bayley. Now it's Bayley. All her heroes, she's got the chance to have programs with, but this is gonna be the one that puts her on that big stage. And I believe come Friday night, Bayley better watch her back. In the Royal Rumble,
yeah.
I don't want Bayley to go back to back, but you better watch your back. And on this road to WrestleMania,
oh no, she's not. She's not going back to back. No,
I know, but that's what I'm saying is because this is going to carry over. This is going to carry over. Oh, yeah. Roxanne Perez is ready. She's lived for this moment her entire life, and she's going to really pay. It's really going to pay off when her and Bayley needs center stage. But yeah, bigs up to the prodigy. Let's go. It's now time to graduate. Now to go to graduate school. She's ready.
Yep. Seeing her go, the woman that pretty much put smacked on her back during the pandemic. And Roxanne Perez put the NXT Women's Division on her back. So it's I can't wait when that time comes. If she does pull up, that'll be awesome. The next thing I want to get into is something that I've been monitoring for a while now. It kind of has something to do with NXT. John, we was live at NXT at the Shrine, and we had saw a return of someone that we haven't seen in NXT for many, many, many years, who was forced to retire due to injuries and concussions.
Oh boy!
We saw Corey Graves make his return.
Yeah.
Now he took to Twitter and aired out what was his grievances. Basically what it sounded like is he was a little upset that he got moved down to NXT because, as you know, Pat and Michael Cole was of course going to call Monday Night Raw on Netflix because Pat is back from his football duties for a while until spring. And we all was speculating on what happens to Joe because he's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to stick him on Raw Talk or anything else, are they? And then him and Wade Barrett make a good team. So either it was going to be a 3-man team with Joe, Wade, and Corey, or someone's going to get the boot. So Corey got the boot to NXT. He listed his grievances, and he gave us a spoiler yesterday saying he has a lot to say, and he was going to see us at NXT. A short time after that, WWE announced that he was not appearing at NXT, and he didn't. So, Mike, I'm gonna start with you. This whole Corey Graves situation, is this a work for his eventual comeback that was rumored, or was he trying to go rogue and WWE was like, "Oh no, you don't"?
I think he was trying to go rogue for sure, and WWE caught wind to it. He definitely has a lot of reasons to, he's definitely in the right here. If you ask me, Pat McAfee, part-timer. Yeah, I get it. He brings a new audience to the WWE, but he's not there day in, day out, week in, week out. I think Corey, they could have just made it a 3-man team, if anything. So I think he probably just went rogue, and they're like, nope, we caught wind of this. We're not going to have you go in the NXT and basically be a disturbance.
Yeah, because at first, and John, he can attest to this. I thought it was a work because there was rumors that Corey Graves was somewhat cleared for competition. So I figured, he's gonna get moved down there. He's gonna be disgruntled. He's gonna make a comeback at NXT. I thought that's what the announcement was gonna be, but for him to get pulled, now it's like, okay, is he going into business of himself? I don't know, John. What do you think the situation with Corey Graves?
It's funny you mentioned, is this a work or is it a shoot or is it for real? Because I think I really still don't know. But I'm looking at Corey Graves' Twitter at WWE Graves. His last tweet was from 2 days ago, promoting some show, promoting a event in honor of Bruno Sammartino. The tweets have been deleted. The tweets have been deleted. Here's the deal, and I'm listening to the shout out to Black Wrestling. I was listening to them. They had a good conversation about this on their spaces yesterday. Netflix had a big part in this. They want big names. That's why we keep hearing. That is what the main purpose of the whole transfer window is for. Because everyone knows they want Roman on Raw. They want Cody on Raw. They wanted Pat McAfee. And I didn't even know this. They wanted Pat McAfee on the Christmas coverage, but he said, "No, I'm good." So this is their way. If they get Pat McAfee on Netflix, they're gonna go back and revisit this in December while he's still doing this stuff for College Game Day. See if he would reconsider joining their crew for their Christmas crew for the NFL Christmas games next season. But in regards to Corey Graves, I do think he was going to try to go rogue. Someone got word to it, but I think that in every story there's a little truth, and I still think this could be a work because why would you delete the tweets?
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
The company could be like, the company could be like, yeah, Corey, let's talk, but first you're gonna delete these tweets because we ain't playing that. We ain't doing that. But I mean, I don't know, the way they do things right now, the way WWE do things, they blur between the lines of what's real and what's fake. They got us guessing, what's going on. If this is a for real thing, is this not a for real thing? Is Graves in trouble? The only way I know for sure this is not a work at WWE issues a statement saying he's been suspended or released.
Right.
So until I see those, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but it's a compelling story because this is Corey's never really done this, and I'm pretty sure there's people who are happy of their direction, but for them to, because MVP took the Twitter on his way out, so Bobby Lashley on his way out, so I don't know, Mike, what you think, man? You think this is a work? Think this is a shoot? What do you think? What's next for Corey Graves?
I think the next move for Corey Graves is they either suspend him for a little bit or he goes to another promotion. If they was what I would prefer them to do though, I think they can make this into a story. Maybe at I seen the comment they saying, hey, maybe you get Pat McAfee and Corey Graves at WrestleMania and say, hey, maybe throw on that pre-show, winner gets the seat for Raw. I think that'd be a pretty cool story. So I mean, I think if it was a work, that'd be the way to work it in. But I think he's probably a little bit obviously disappointed that he didn't get that spot, and he might look to make a different shift.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at Corey. I get I get his pain because you basically being told you're not good enough to call one of the flagship shows, definitely Monday Night Raw. But he's been in this business long enough to know that it's business. And Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are gold. So of course, when they make this transition to Netflix, of course you're gonna have the voice of Monday Night Raw, Michael Cole, the voice of WWE, basically, to call your main show on Netflix. And of course, everybody knows Pat McAfee's schedule. When football is over, he's in WWE. They're not gonna have Pat McAfee with Joe, and you're not gonna have Michael Cole with Corey, which they're a good team together. But that Michael Cole Pat McAfee dynamic is like this version of JR and the King.
Yeah.
Only less perverted from the King because Pat McAfee is actually funny and he actually brings out the best in Michael Cole. I told John this is the happiest Michael Cole's ever been in years. Yeah. So he already knew that was going to happen. So, but again, I'm not mad enough for not being happy because you busted your ass you had your career taken away, so you found your niche as being a play-by-play color commentator and got fans behind him. Dude is good. He's funny.
Yeah.
But it happens. So I'm hoping that it is a work. But if it isn't, listen, Corey, I know you're upset, but stuff like that, you got to talk to the higher ups behind closed doors because in the business that you're in, taking your private matters to Twitter is not the best recipe. Especially when your boss is, Nick Khan and Dwayne. So tread lightly on the complaint department. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they got HR. Speaking of, this is the last topic I have for the day. Speaking of companies, this guy here, one Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
This dude.
So he took to Twitter a few days ago to speak on minor, moral victory that he got as far as, some of the allegations that have been, labeled upon him. He has some, dropped. He paid, and he paid some settlements to get it done. But the big case with old girl is still on. So that's something he still got to look forward to. So there's rumbling from certain people that's close to him that he's already purchased a studio and is planning on building his own roster. So I have heard before that Vince McMahon was planning on building a wrestling company. Will this actually happen? I don't know. There's a lot of talent that misses him. I'm assuming so. He's not gonna have a hard time. Definitely, his daddy is no longer there, so I'm pretty sure he wants to reunite. But John, I'm gonna start with you. First of all, do you even believe the rumor of Vince McMahon starting his own company? And if he does, he has the money for it. How successful do you think it's gonna be?
Look, man. What's the name? What's the name of our podcast?
Sports for You Wrestling.
And what's the first word in that in our title?
Sports.
And who the heck we've been talking about for the last few days on the sports side? Old 80-year-old man who just don't know how to get out of his own effing way.
Jerry Jones, that's Cowboys owner.
That's Vincent Kennedy McMahon. If he tries this crap, this happens. This would be an epic fail. Now he got the money. I know people will probably. He has a. Now let me be clear. He ain't gonna be an epic fail. But I'm gonna say this.
No.
He has an audience that will follow him there.
Yep.
I'm not delusional to that. We more likely getting. We still trying to figure out what the hell's happening with Shane McMahon and AEW. If this happens before that, that just shows you how crazy the world is. But go home, man. Go home. Enjoy your residuals. Enjoy your money. Enjoy your grandkids. Don't do this. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
He's still not out of the woods yet. He's still got that Janelle Grant situation. Right. That's pretty much what started this whole thing anyway. So it remains to be seen.
And before I let you go, Trell, the whole case with the SEC was they settled because they just didn't put it out there what they found, which means they found stuff.
Right.
But they be like, okay, you're gonna go put this money back now, bro. And that's it. When they settling, it's pretty much like a no contest plea. So look, we found this, but you're gonna have to pay this. So this is where let's meet in the middle. So we can both be on one accord and go our separate ways. But no,
because supposedly the stuff that they found wasn't any wrongdoing as far as the other charges. So that's why it got I'm not gonna say dropped, but they didn't follow up on it. Mike, your thoughts on Vince McMahon and pretty much what's going on with him and what he should do next.
Oh well, what's going on with him? I still think he's a disgusting human being, but um, I'm all for anyone trying to get back in the business to create their own. I'm not mad at it, though he doesn't need to do it. Um, I think, and I'm a storyline guy, so like I'm not mad at the fact of hey, it seemed like the WWE kicked him out the whip, obviously because of the nasty and hideous things he's done, and for him to try to be a competitor, I'm not necessarily mad at it. I do wish I will rather see the storyline of him joining AEW. Him and his obviously Shane. I think that'd be a little bit more interesting than him trying to start his own thing. But I'm not mad at that. As far as if I think it'll do well, I would never bet against him. I think he is a marketing genius for good or bad. So I think he'll have a shot. That being said, it's an uphill fight. I mean, obviously, still with the Janelle Grant lawsuit, the bad name he's gonna have. But I do think it'll be a lot of wrestlers that left the WWE to go work with him again. Obviously, one is Austin Theory, who I think is very talented. But I think he'll definitely get, some really good talent. I don't know. It feels like he's only wanting to start something back up out of spite.
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, that studio could be just like Tyler Perry or some or The Rock with his own $7 studio.
Yeah.
Because I do remember in the documentary he was always talking about going to something else besides wrestling. So he might be hanging up a wrestling company and might be starting something else with that studio. Maybe he's going to I think he mentioned in that documentary like shows or whatever. So he might start going to producing shows because he's always been into like entertainment, the movie aspects, the the TV aspects of entertainment. So I can see him doing that and just doing his little thing as far as that goes, and not even do anything in pro wrestling because he'll have his writers, his staff that got the axe when he got the axe, so he'll rehire them to be on his team. So it necessarily probably don't have to be wrestling related. It could be just he just open up the studio and just go into the next phase of his life. Pending if he doesn't get convicted, and even if he does, I told John this the other day. A certain friend of his just got reelected as president, so he for sure be on that pardon list if he does get convicted. So that's always that scenario. John, anything else you want to add about the Vincent Mann thing before we get to the closing segment of the show?
Martin Luther King birthday is a holiday. Stay home.
All right. I sure as hell will be. All right. This is part of the show that I'm gonna let John take care of because he's the innovator of this segment that we adopted from Sports View. So I'm gonna let John take it away. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Mike Wills, the final segment of the day. By the way, Lakers are now up by 1. This segment is often imitated, it's never duplicated. Some people used to say a lot of crazy stuff in the sports world, so we will find a way to call them out. But this time, we got to do it in the wrestling world. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the segment of segments. It's time for calling out names. And our calling out names starts here. We'll start here. And the first is for the Philadelphia Eagles. Specifically, sorry, Bella. Specifically, Quinyon Mitchell, who's going to be a finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and his teammate, another rookie, Cooper DeJean. growing up, we all grew up as wrestling fans, so we all grew up in the Attitude Era, and we all been watching wrestling currently. What is the one thing they always tell us when we're watching their commercials? Trail, Mike Will.
Do not try.
Oh, shit. I know where this is going.
Do not try this at home.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you on the commercials from Raw and SmackDown?
Oh shit! Yep. Don't. Hey, as a matter of fact, didn't Triple H tweet that out?
Yes. So let me set the page. Do not try this at home. Thank you, Trail. Thank you, Mike Will. Thank you, Nessa. So during Sunday's game between the Eagles and the Packers, Jordan Love throws an interception again, and Quinyon Mitchell picks it off an end zone. So as defensive players have done lately, they do these team celebrations. He calls over Cooper DeJean because they're going to do a pedigree celebration where Quinyon Mitchell hits Cooper DeJean with the pedigree. Only problem is Cooper DeJean, when he was getting after, he does the initial kick to obviously get him in the position for the pedigree. Cooper DeJean slips in the end zone, and it's a botched pedigree. That caught the attention of one Paul Triple H Levesque, and he said this. This is why I tell people. That's why we say, please don't try this at home. But congratulations, Eagles, on the victory. So please, if you're going to try a WWE move, please practice it before you try it, or else you end up on the not top 10 like Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean will be on Friday. Shout out to L. Duncan and Amina Smith. And that will be one of my calling out names.
I see what you did there.
But then my second calling out name is a shout out. So I want to know, I want to ask Trail, should we go to the calling out names, then go to the shout outs?
You can do either one. It's calling out names / shout out. So you can do one of the both.
Okay, cool. I want to shout out our homeboy, our family member, the leader of the Rose game, our boy King Dallas Cash. So Cash put out this tweet last night, and I want to read it verbatim. And I'm going to paraphrase. It says, some of these big wrestling accounts or IWC accounts aren't genuinely human beings. They have no empathy for anyone truly in the business or respect others who want to share their opinion on the public platform. They get out by attacking and berating others for engagement and pretending that the word is law because of their thousands of others who follow them. Even doing this to wrestlers who sacrifice their bodies for our entertainment. The new IWC is going to rid themselves of these individuals while they starve on their own mediocrity, while others in the wrestling community create a better culture. I at least follow people and engage with those who truly care for the business, while those who rage banger hunt and engagement farm and are left in 2024. These aren't people with actual lives. They thrive on tribalism and insecurity. The new wave is coming, and all these other guys can argue with themselves. The small accounts were putting content out, trying to make a difference. Keep doing that. It's really about making the IWC a welcoming committee, not a cesspool of toxicity. 2025 brings change. Let's do better. The new IWC. This is because this all comes from a tweet from some guy named Ibeast. If y'all know who Ibeast is, he's in the wrestling Twitter world. So Matt Cardona was on Ariel Helwani's show yesterday, and he talks about what he's been doing in the indies, and all of a sudden this dude wants to quote tweet about basically telling Mike Cardona. So this is what Bay's trying to tell Matt Cardona about himself. And that riled.
Is that the one with Chelsea? Is that the one with Chelsea Green chimed in?
You're damn right it was. That's when you got to ride or die. And Chelsea Green ethered this dude. So let me tell you to my fellow brothers and sisters of the IWC, because there's another topic, another people I want to call out. Mind your damn business. Please. which my final calling out names is for people who are now all of a sudden now want to berate Jada Parker. So Jada Parker liked a tweet likes a post on Instagram about the government banning trans athletes from competing in women and girls sports. Jada Parker, for those who don't know, was a Division I soccer star at LSU.
Yes, sir.
And she is a supporter of the LGBTQ community. She is not transphobic. So somehow her liking a post on Instagram and saying her speaking her mind has had people believe her that she's ignorant, she's transphobic, and now putting stuff out there that she's Jey Uso's side piece. Mind your dang business. Who's a married man, by the way? If you don't know facts, mind your dang business. Because number one, Jey Uso is minding his business. His family gonna got to deal with this crap. His son comes to every WWE event. And they're gonna find him, and it's like, yeah, your daddy's a hoe.
Yeah.
Mind
business. You're not gonna have no side piece around your children.
Yeah. No. But they're gonna see Jace wherever he's at, because they know everyone knows who Jace is, and they gonna just needle this kid. Your dad, they're gonna be trying to Jada Parker stuff when his daddy's in the ring. Mind your business. None of us know, so stay out of it. Mind your business.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chelsea Green for being a writer dog.
Yeah, that's what wifey does. That's what wifey does. She stands up for a dude, stands up for a man, as she should. Because now with the whole Jada Parker thing, it's like we're in 2025 now. So everybody in this generation, everyone's always looking for a reason to complain about something. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of that because that's not what we do on this show. But what I will say is Jada Parker said nothing wrong. She just liked something that, in her mind, makes sense to her. She didn't say anything discriminatory. She put herself in position to make her look like, anything of what she's accused of. Best advice I can give Jada Parker is you spoke your piece. After that, just keep it rolling, because the more you try to defend yourself, you're gonna accidentally come up and say something in the heat of the moment that you shouldn't have said, or people can easily take out of place, and it could cost you a spot on your job. Because if one thing WWE does is damage control, and they do it well. So, just you're a God-fearing woman. Just pray for them and just go about your business. You spoke your piece, but don't let them get to you. You're doing your own thing. Not everyone thinks you're transphobic or anything like that. People nowadays look for something to complain about, and that's pretty much just how it is. Just keep doing what you're doing. They're not gonna stop you. So. Mike, you got anyone for call out names you want to call out, or maybe a shout out you want to, salute someone?
I gotta call out a name. Because it's sports, right? If we just keep it at wrestling, which one?
It's wrestling related, but if you got something, you can go ahead and spit it out.
I got one wrestling related and I got one football related. Just wanted to give a quick shout out again to Chad Gable. Match was incredible. Hopefully they give him a push sometime, at least to one of those at least to maybe the Intercontinental Championship or something like that. And then as far as a call out, I gotta call this guy out because I know they're gonna lose this week. I can almost guarantee it. Jalen Hurts, I call him Mid Hurts. He's a model playing NFL quarterback. He's horrific. And the Rams, I'm a big gambler, unfortunately, a little bit. Take the +6.5, take the money line. they're going to destroy the Eagles. I actually don't even think it's going to be close. I think Jalen Hurts is Justin Fields with just amazing PR. And I think he's truly one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, but he has an amazing team around him. And he has a receiver that's reading a book on the sideline because he know he's not going to get thrown the ball to. So
where did you and Nick Freeze have a conversation?
Huh?
When did you and Nick Freeze or Mark have a conversation? Because I swear to God, they're the only other two people who said that same exact thing about Jalen Hurts.
Hey man, Jalen Hurts is terrible, man. I mean, he's probably gonna be an amazing Netflix actor, but like a football player as far as quarterback, no, he's not.
Dang, he called him a Netflix actor.
Uh-oh.
Good God.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yep.
Yep. Breathe. Yep. Bella, relax.
That's awesome. I mean, I do want to say the Eagles do have an amazing team. They just have a horrific quarterback.
So, which the Rams are they're gonna go into the snow and take care of the birds, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, Matthew Stafford, Hall of Fame quarterback. They got Puka, who I still don't know how he's good, but he's really good. They're gonna win, and they got Sean McVay. Sean McVay is a better coach too, so it won't be close.
Hey, Mike, don't answer that question.
Okay.
Don't answer that question, because pretty much
I like the city of Philadelphia though. It's a good city. Just not a good quarterback plan.
Don't answer that question because females they turn into Liam Neeson from Taken. It's like they got a particular set of skills and they will find you and they will kill you. So Bella ride or dies for her Eagles. So
okay,
yeah, the views of one Mike does not reflect the views of one Trail of Sports View Wrestling. I'm not so sure, but you know,
Sports for you and Sports for you Wrestling.
But you know, that was Mike's parting word. So we leave that on his tombstone once Bella gets a hold of him. You know, he was last seen on Sports View Wrestling bad mouthing the Eagles. I don't know what happened.
just bad mouthing Jalen Hurts. Just Jalen Hurts, not the Eagles. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. AC. She got someone he wanted to call out. He wanted to call out Dave Meltzer for disrespecting Rey Mysterio on Penta. What was this? What did he say about
Mysterio on Penta? Hold on. I'm research. Wait a minute. I'm about to see. What did Mouthy Meltzer say now? Pause.
Whoa, hey, yo.
What did he say? What he conversating for now? Shout out.
Exactly. We're trying to get the scoop too. We're like, what did he say about hoping to say they looking like or something? Because man, that's
crazy.
I know. Shout out to the final boss lady. Yeah. Hey, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. What you mean?
Hey.
What we do? I didn't say anything. I said, man.
Oh, wow.
That man. Hey, this is a freedom of speech.
I didn't mean to cause a chaos. I'm just going for the round.
No, you're fine, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Come on, relax, Bella. Relax. We're trying to make it to episode 100. All right, just let us be. Let us be.
Yeah. Breathe. Nestor said Ray is not the best luchador in wrestling history. Okay, that's just a lie.
Wow. I mean,
just being
you tell Selena Del Sol. You tell Commander that. You tell Penta that. You tell Ray Phoenix that. You tell Santos
Dragon Lee.
Escobar that. You tell Angel Garza that. You tell Dragon Lee that, who was dubbed the future of Lucha, that Rey Mysterio isn't the best luchador in history.
Tell that to Conan.
Because I beg to differ. Yeah, well, yeah, true. Tell the one who brought him to America to compete. The youngest one at the time going toe-to-toe with grown men in WCW. Going toe-to-toe with grown men in Mexico as a kid.
Meltzer, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill, bro. Yeah, I'm with you, Lena. Straight joke. Oh, I can just imagine what Conan said. I guarantee you, what Conan said wasn't nice. I guarantee you, K-Dog didn't like that. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
I mean, Rey Mysterio inspired generations of luchadors to this day. Agreed. So to say that he's not the best is like, come on, fam. I mean, he inspired a lot of people to be the next. As Sin Cara, who was brought to WWE to be the next Rey Mysterio, even though it didn't pan out. Mm-hmm. But, it was inspired from Ray. It's like, come on, fam. Like, I don't know what it is with this guy, man.
I know it was a shoot video when Ray and Santos first came across each other. But do you think, obviously, they're feud now because obviously for kayfabe, but you don't think Santos didn't get emotional given a mask that he got the exchange luchador mask with Rey Mysterio, and that is caught on camera. That's going to be seen for the rest of his life. A mask that his father gave him. His father, who Rey Mysterio probably studied growing up, like, studying his uncle, R.I.P. to Rey Mysterio Sr. Come on, man.
I mean, and Dragon Lee, who was brought in by Rey Mysterio and was, like I said, was pretty much coined like the future of lucha. So you ask those people, and Braun does it again, but you ask those people if Rey Mysterio is not the best in history. It's like, come on, fam. That dude, he's been catching a lot of flack the past couple of years, but more the past few months, and it's like, when you got The Rock tweeting saying, "Don't believe that shit." He's trying to predict, when that Rock's gonna be at Mania, Rock's not gonna be in Mania. The idiot tried to predict that Backlash was gonna be in Japan, and it's like, come on, bro. It's gonna be in Mexico. So, and I'm pretty sure Rey Mysterio is gonna be on that card some way, somehow, either on SmackDown or whenever they have those TV shows in Mexico. Rey Mysterio will be highlighted, and we're gonna let the people of Mexico tell you if he's not the greatest luchador of all time. I mean, come on. Right. Exactly, Liam. Put some respect on his name. And that pretty much, I don't really have a calling out names because we already talked about it earlier with the fans overreacting on Penta's debut. It's like, come on. If someone back there really had a gripe with that, seriously, take a chill pill. If you was meant to be on the show, you would have been written on the show. Your segments and matches gave plenty amount of time to go. So if someone was really complaining, just enjoy that you got a job and be happy. Whatever time Penta took off, it didn't take off that much time. So y'all relax. So that pretty much concludes episode 15. Big shout out to Mike for pulling up for the pod. It was a pleasure to have you.
Man, y'all have a good one. Time my bed.
Nessa, you about to be put on timeout. You better relax. Dominic is not the greatest of stereo, but that's neither here or there. I know why you say that, so I'm gonna let you have your flowers, and I'm gonna have you another assignment because you thought you were slick giving that assignment to Angel, so I'm gonna get you another one. So you will be busy coming up. So again, Special shout out to Mike for pulling up. We appreciate him for pulling up. This has been episode 15 of Sports U Wrestling Pod. We will be back next week for episode 16 as we pretty much get ready for Saturday night's main event, because that is next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right, John? That's next weekend.
Next Saturday, the 25th.
So we probably, I'm sure more matches will be announced then. So we're gonna pretty much get that covered. So until then, that's my guy. That's my guy, John. I'm Trail. We appreciate y'all, all 150 y'all that's watching. Bella, Lena, Nessa, She, everybody that stopped to show some love. We appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all next week. Y'all stay safe. Y'all enjoy the weekend. And happy birthday, Mr. Martin Luther King.
And tomorrow's my mama's birthday.
Next week.
Tomorrow's my mama's birthday.
Shout out the moms, you heard? Shout out the moms. Yep.
Good show. Good show.